Hello friends, I welcome all of you. In today's video, I'll cover the port types or interface types we use in networking in today's world. So you know that interfaces are the only place where we plug in our connectors or cables. I have already talked about cables and the connectors being used. And now it is time for us to look at this point, which is very important. So whatever port you have, that must be supported by the device. So ideally these come along with the device. You don't have to separately buy these. However, there are some modules, those need to be bought separately, like SFP module or the QSFPs, right? And those must be supported in the hardware. But let's not go into that part as of now. So let's get started. So take a look at the screen right now. So the first is Ethernet based port, and nowadays these are very popular. These are used in LAN, WAN, CAN and MAN. So what is this CAN? Campus Area Network, and MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. Don't worry, just consider two things, LAN and WAN, right? On your workstation, you'll find these ports. These are known as Ethernet ports. I'll talk about it in the next slide as well, but just remember that normal Ethernet port is capable up to 10 Mbps of speed. Fast Ethernet means 100 Mbps. Gigabit Ethernet ports, these start from 1 Gbps and go up to 100 Gbps. Okay, so in this GE category, you will have 25 Gbps, 40 Gbps, 100 Gbps, right? So this is the most popular and prevalent in today's world. And then there are PoE based ports. PoE means power over Ethernet. These are Ethernet ports only, same, but the device should be capable to supply power over Ethernet. So you can say that the ports in the PoE capable device will be known as PoE ports, right? So we connect our IP phones, our CCTV cameras on these, and these cameras and IP phones draw power over these ports or through these ports, right? So nowadays every switch comes with PoE. Initially this concept was not there in the old switches. Okay, then we have serial ports for our WAN communication. Now these have been replaced by the Ethernet ports. This thing I've told you. The examples of serial ports are E1, T1, STM1, right? So you know, E1 is 2.048 Mbps, not used in today's world. T1 was less than that, 1.544 Mbps. STM1 was that is the link actually. So the port will be known as serial port. Okay, so the port will allow speed up to 155 Mbps. Okay, then we have this SFP modules. SFP, small form factor pluggable. These are hot swappable modules. So these will be separate. It will be just like your finger size device. All right. So these are used in both Ethernet as well as optical environments. Okay. So just like you want to connect your optical cable to the port, right? So there will be module which you have to insert. Okay, of course the port should be supported for the SFP module. You cannot simply get any module and put it in. It may not provide you support, right? So you have to go into the documentation for that. So optical fiber as well as Ethernet connections can be used in these SFPs, right? So if you have optical, then what it will do, it will convert the electrical signals into the optical signals. Okay, from the means device generates electrical signals at the sender end, and this module will convert into optical one, right? And on the receiving end, it will be vice versa. And SFP initially supported only 1 Gbps. Then came SFP Plus. It had support of up to 10 Gbps. SFP 28 means 25 Gbps of support. QSFP provides the support up to 40 GB and it goes till 100 Gbps. Okay, QSFP Plus, that is known as. There is a huge documentation on that. So as of now, I'm just giving you a very high level overview. Okay, you can individually go into the details, right? But once you go into that portion, then you cannot cover the CCNA syllabus. These console ports, these will be marked on the switch. It will have the RJ45 connector. I've told you about it. On the other end, it will be either serial or the USB. Auxiliary ports these are for out of band management, just in case your main WAN is down, and the option that you have is just to use auxiliary ports. It will be over telephone lines. Okay, there will be modem which you have to start. Once it is connected, then you can access the device to check what went wrong. Is it an ISP issue or it is because of any human error, right? USB ports, the console port is also capable in some cases for USB. Means USB port can also be used under the console port, provided it is allowed actually. But here it's meant a separate USB port to upload the image, the iOS, over to the device, or NXOS, right? That's what this port will be there in the switch or router. And now let's talk about these loop back interfaces. These are the logical interfaces we create on the device. So it is for testing purposes, and in many cases these are very useful in configuration. Like once you log in, like once you move ahead in the configuration part, like in OSPF BGP, you will see its usage. Okay, these interfaces don't go down unless explicitly you do it. All right, you can create as many loopback interfaces as you want. These are logical, these are not physical. Remember this thing. Then we have this SVIs, switch virtual interface. Means it's a logical L3 interface which you create. So you can create this SVI for VLAN. Let's say that your switch is capable for layer 3, means the switch is a multi-layer switch. So you created many VLANs, let's say VLAN 30, 25, 50, right? So for each of these VLANs you want to create gateways. The virtual gateways will be known as switched virtual interfaces. Okay, it will not be mentioned as SVI once you run the command. It will be like interface VLAN 30, interface VLAN 35, whatever, right? So that capability is known as SVI. Means you are virtually creating the interfaces on the device. So you don't create these SVIs on the routers, right? Because routers, you don't deal with the VLANs. So VLANs are layer 2 and these work on the switches. So router is only for layer 3. Switches are of layer 2 plus layer 3 plus layer 4, that is multi-layer. Okay, and this management port, these are the ports which are for out of band management access. So let me give you one example of it. In the Nexus 7000 series, you'll find this port. Okay, so the same port can be used to form a peer keep alive in the VPC. So just remember that these are on the advanced level switches. For out of band management as well, you configure the IP address over it. Alright, so these are the ports and interfaces. Okay, most popular are Ethernet ports, I repeat. Then PoE is an extra capability of the ports. You connect IP phones and cameras. Serial ports like E1, T1, STM1, right? SFP, these are modules for connecting the optical fiber cables. Means you'll insert the connector of optical fiber into that if the module is supported for optical. So you have to see the documentation which type of module is supported on the device, right? SFP was of 1 Gbps, SFP plus was supporting up to 10 Gbps. This SFP28 it was 25 Gbps, and QSFP series from 40 Gbps till 100 Gbps, right? Console port, you know, you to be able to directly access the device to make some changes, initially changes, or later on if you lost the access or you want to correct some configuration due to human error which caused your remote connectivity to go down. Auxiliary ports are modem based or telephone lines based ports if your main network is down, for out of band management. Okay, in band management is when you access a device from inside of the company, or you use the main underlay, main network. Okay, USB ports are just like the ports which you see on your workstations or laptops nowadays, on your mobile phone as well, or in the tablets. So here USB ports are used for uploading the images or copying some log files, debug files, right? Loopback interfaces are logical interfaces. Switch virtual interfaces are also logical. And this management ports are physical. These are on the high-end devices. Okay, so just to recap for this,